should I eat at least 5 hours before I play? Should I eat maybe 1 to 3 hours before I start playing my match? Should I just blast some sugar in, maybe like 20 minutes before I hit the court? Or should I just not even bother? Doesn't even matter. What do we think?
Oh, I love that last answer. Did you say all of the answers are up for debate?
Oh no, we're going to go down a rabbit hole today.
Remember, you're here with a scientist who plays devil's advocate quite a lot. Anywho, I personally would advocate for the 1 to 3 hours before. Now, again, as you say, this could be argued. The last answer is clearly wrong. We know that one. I would make a heavy argument for the second to last answer being wrong. As someone who thinks about blood sugars quite a lot, I would say that the second answer, 1 to 3 hours, is probably about right. But the 5 hours also could be right, because it depends what you're eating at those different times that will determine when to eat it. That's my answer. How did I do?
In my eyes, which are the only eyes that matter here, yes, I agree with that. 1 to 3 hours before, I think, is a safe bet. But again, obviously, like you said, what you're eating matters a lot. So like the reason why, hitting some sugar 30 minutes before might not be a good idea is because, yes, you will get that initial kind of energy boost. Maybe at the start of the match, you feel really good. But inevitably, there's going to come a point where that dips off and then goes the other way. So that energy boost that you've had, there is then the other side to that hill. And so you might find yourself, even within that first set, starting to feel a bit more lethargic and lacking energy. And then you basically trying to chase that, kind of maintain that level where you're not feeling horrendous for the rest of the match with more sugar. So that's often why that is kind of maybe not the best idea. Like during a match, if you say you've eaten 1 to 3 hours before, during a match you will probably still need, especially if it like goes on for a longer period of time, you'll probably need some other like quick release stuff, or maybe even just like a banana or something as you go through the match, like little things. But trying to load yourself up with sugar just beforehand is probably not going to work out for you unless you win that set in like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. You just completely blast them away. You're probably going to struggle later on. In terms of the actual food, like if we're eating 1 to 3 hours before the match, what kind of food should I eat? Or, what's the composition of that look like?
A great question. I have a little anecdote actually about what sort of food you should eat before coming onto the court. A guy I always used to, I still do actually play tennis with every now and then. He basically had a diet of either pizza or stir fry. This is in the evening. He wasn't having that for breakfast, but basically he would decide, literally half an hour or an hour before playing tennis, he would either have a massive pizza or he would have a stir fry. And sometimes, I swear to God, he'd combine the two into one massive pizza stir fry abomination. Because he'd always come on and feel a little bit, oh, how are you doing tonight? And then you look at him, he'd be, nah, not too good, a bit full. So that's something you want to avoid. You want to avoid eating too much. That's the main thing, if you ask me. What you need to eat before, say in that 1 to 3 hour period, I think the key answer there is it depends on you, and it depends on your metabolism. However, there are some more key responses to this sort of thing. I personally would eat something that's sort of a bit more of a long-acting carbohydrate, so something like a pasta or some rice or something like that. Obviously, not just that. I like to season my food. Some people are a bit psychopathic in England and don't really like flavour. But that's the sort of thing that I would go with. And I'd have that with, nice meat or perhaps a vegetable dish.
Yeah. I would say as a generic advice point, that's a good one to have. Yeah, the slow releasing carbs. And then, that kind of preps your body's kind of stores of energy that they can use throughout the match. Then you're not just getting that initial boost. I suppose if you're playing early in the morning, I maybe wouldn't suggest eating anything because you're not going to have that much time, I think. But if you're starting fairly early morning, again, just I think have something with you like during the match. Maybe like we said, banana or something like that. Just simple. Keep it simple. Doesn't need to be.
And that's the key thing as well. Like we always talk about what fast acting food you can have, and the first thing people think of, and I've been a bit of a victim of this in the past as well. The first thing you think of is a Lucozade or biscuits or something like that. You know, you're thinking of the bad stuff. And whilst those are fine, because I guarantee you when you play tennis, you're probably going to burn more energy than those biscuits are going to give you. I think you can still do it in a very, very, if you want to call it, healthy way. Some of the best things I've seen people eat on court is obviously as a banana. You see people having like just a bite of banana. And these are the elite athletes out there. Every like half an hour, they'll have just one bite of the banana. Goes to show how much energy you actually need in order to sustain your energy. That they'll do all the whole storing and mass eating afterwards or before the matches and stuff like that. But they won't do it during because obviously you get too full. I would say that, or dates are great as well. That's a nice fast release, but you know they've got a slightly healthier aspect to them.
Hey there, tennis friends, thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that episode, then you might want to click here for this one. See you there.